Welcome to the section on framework and objects. And today what we're going to look at is the two assignments. The first is the class and object program, and a very similar program you're going to do, a constructor program. Okay, looking at the first assignment, the class and object program, you're asked to write a program using a class and object for subtracting two numbers, and to write a program using a class and an object to multiply two programs. You are to use and write them in what? Notepad, right? And send them to your instructor. Okay, so let's look at how this is going to look. We're on page 4, and we're going to look at the class and object program shown to us on page 3, the previous page from this. So if we look here, here's our example of the addition problem. What can we tell from this? Notice the term main in the second section of the code here. What does this signify? Since this signifies that the class program is the main function within the program, the arithmetic class was just defined as addition. Here it's we add two integers and is referred to in the program class. Okay? Since it's not possible to directly access the program add in the main program, you have to create the object from the class arithmetical. So here we have the class arithmetical, and we have a public function here called add. So we're creating an object from the class arithmetical. So what are we doing? We're declaring object arithmetical as what? A new arithmetical object. Okay, right here. That's what the dim function does, right? So the code dim object arithmetical is new arithmetical does what? It creates an object that references the original class, right here. And then within the program itself, you can see that the numbers 10 and 15 are given to define A and B. So here's 10 and 15, and they're given to define A and B. See by value A and by value B. Okay, so what's going to be the result when we add 10 and 15? We're going to get 25, right? This is going to return your result. A plus B. It's going to return 25. That's what this public function does when you call the arithmetical class. Okay? Then how does it do that? You have the write line method is called within the program right here. It's going to write the results. Okay, so what will this look like? Instead of having add here, add by val, here you have subtract by val. Instead of returning A plus B, you return A minus B. Here we have the add function. You're going to use the subtract function instead of the add function. Okay, so that's what you're changing. And the same thing with multiply. All you're doing, you're writing the exact same thing. Only thing is you're going to use multiply up here in this function. You're going to do A times B, and you're going to change multiply down here. Okay? Okay, the other assignment is to create a constructor program. So you're to rewrite this program that you just did to subtract two numbers, and rewrite the program that you used to multiply two numbers as a constructor. So once again, here's page 6. The example you have to go from is on page 5. So you can look and see what's different right away. Instead of having a class arithmetical, you have a class add. Right away you declare a private variable. Your private variable here is a result. And where's result produced? It's going to be what's produced when you do the write line in this particular class, okay? Private just means you can only use result in this particular class. You know, the calling method can use it, but it's restricted to this class. That's what private means, okay? So what do we have also? Instead of having, see, here's class arithmetical. So here we have a public sub instead of a function, okay? So here we have public sub, end sub. See that? This is the beginning and that's the end. This is the beginning of the class and that's the end of the class. So everything that's different is contained right here within the particular lines here. So here you have result is equal to A plus B. That's what you're putting into, you're defining what is result. Your result is going to be A plus B. Here you just return A minus B or A plus B. But it can't return anything because what is it? It's a constructor. A constructor by definition can't return anything. Whenever you run the program, it's going to produce the result. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So in the code, add is a class name that contains a function called new. So here's your class add and here's your function new. When you create an object, the obj add is a constructor and it's automatically invoked. Okay, right here is a constructor, object add, and that automatically invokes. See the word add in here on top of obj? So add is invoked here. So what parameters are you passing to the constructor? You're passing 10 and 5 for A and B. So when the object obj add is created, the additional operation 10 plus 5 is performed and the result is printed. It's different from this previous program because first off, it's this we had before arithmetical class. This is an add class, okay? And this constructor here doesn't produce anything. But this function returns A minus B, okay? So it's different. It can't produce anything, but within the definition, it's going to, when you run the program, you're going to be able to see the results. So here we can see we've done class add. Now we're doing class subtract. So this is, we're just going to substitute subtract for add once again. And we're going to do the A minus B once again. Here you have down below as new subtract, like this is as new add. Dim obj what? Subtract, right? Just like this is dim obj add. This is going to be dim obj subtract. See, even your teacher can make mistakes. So it's dim obj subtract as new subtract 10, 5. And so this will be the same as your example here. And you'd have the same thing with multiply. So you'd have class multiply. Then you'd have the same line in here. And the result would be different. It would be A star B for multiply, right? And then this would be dim obj mult as new mult 10, 5. And the rest would be the same. So it's pretty similar to the other one. You just have to make a couple minor adjustments. And that's the 2 assignments. And in case you didn't get a close-up look at it, here it is right here.